In the heart of the Middle East lies a land drenched in blood, mystery, and time, Syria. While modern headlines speak of war and chaos, buried beneath the rubble are secrets far older, more enigmatic, and possibly far more terrifying. Some say these secrets are bones, not human, not beast, but something colossal, ancient, forgotten. Today, we explore the untold mystery of the giants of Syria. Syria, a land that has birthed empires, nurtured religions, and seen the rise and fall of civilizations. Its cities, Ebla, Palmyra, Ugarit, are not just names in dusty textbooks. They were once vibrant centers of culture, trade, and learning, but there's another layer to Syria's past. A layer seldom discussed. One whispered about in ancient texts, echoed in religious scriptures, and allegedly buried beneath megalithic stones. Stories of giants, towering beings that once walked these lands, not metaphorical giants, but beings of immense stature and strength, flesh and blood, bones and sinew, and, perhaps, still hidden deep below the sands of the Syrian desert. Throughout the 20th and 21st centuries, rumors have surfaced, rumors of massive skeletal remains uncovered during excavation projects, or by military personnel, whispers of bones as thick as tree trunks, skulls the size of boulders. Some say these remains were quickly confiscated, spirited away by unknown agencies, never to be seen again. One of the most frequently repeated tales involves alleged discoveries made during Syria's recent conflicts. As bombs fell and ancient structures crumbled, underground chambers, hidden for millennia, were accidentally exposed. Inside them, allegedly massive bones, weapons too large for any normal human to wield, and inscriptions, etched in forgotten scripts, hinting at a race of beings far beyond our understanding. Just west of Syria's border, in Lebanon, stands the megalithic site of Baalbek. While technically outside Syrian territory, Baalbek is deeply tied to Levantine mythology and mystery. Here, the trilithon stones, each weighing more than 800 tons, have baffled engineers and archaeologists for decades. How were these stones carved, moved, and placed with such precision thousands of years ago? Traditional explanations point to Roman builders. But the question persists, why would the Romans use stones so unnecessarily massive? Ancient legend offers another theory. The stones were placed by giants, a race of beings so powerful, so vast, that such a task was child's play to them. Were these giants native to the Levant? Did they roam from Lebanon into the valleys and mountains of Syria? Many believe they did. To understand the full scope of this mystery, we must turn to ancient texts, sacred and otherwise. In the Hebrew Bible, there are mentions of the Nephilim and the Rephaim, giant beings born from the union of divine entities and human women. These beings were said to inhabit lands all over the ancient world, including the Levant, where Syria lies. In the book of Deuteronomy, we read of King Og of Bashan, a Rephaim whose bed was made of iron and over 13 feet in length. The region of Bashan overlaps with modern-day southern Syria. In Islamic tradition, the people of Awith Makrandi were said to be giants, towering figures who disobeyed God and were ultimately destroyed. Some interpretations place them in regions overlapping with Syria and Arabia. Are these scriptural stories allegories? Or do they hint at a forgotten chapter of human history, one buried deep under the sands? Stretching eastward, Syria shares its cultural and historical roots with Mesopotamia, the cradle of civilization. In ancient Sumerian and Akkadian texts, we find mention of the Anunnaki, godlike beings from the heavens who descended to earth and ruled as kings. Some researchers believe these entities weren't deities, but advanced beings, perhaps even giants. Depictions from the ancient city of Mari in eastern Syria, one of the most advanced Bronze Age cities, show figures of unusual height and dominance, often towering above their subjects. Were these artistic exaggerations or representations of reality? As Syria descended into civil war, a strange pattern emerged. Reports began to surface, unconfirmed but persistent. Foreign soldiers and contractors operating in the region allegedly encountered bizarre underground chambers, some containing massive sarcophagi, others etched with symbols that didn't match any known ancient language. One anonymous account claims a chamber was found beneath an old ruin in Homs. Inside, 7 massive skeletons, all aligned head to toe, buried with enormous bronze weapons, and wearing armor never before seen by modern archaeologists. These claims, predictably, never reached mainstream media. Some say the remains were extracted and flown to hidden research facilities. Others believe the sites were reburied, sealed off from public view. This isn't the first time stories like these have emerged. In Afghanistan, a story known as the Kandahar Giant went viral in conspiracy circles. A supposed encounter between U.S. Special Forces and a 12-foot-tall humanoid in the mountains. One that ended with the giant being shot and extracted by helicopter. Is it a coincidence that both Syria and Afghanistan, war-torn lands rich in ancient history, are linked to tales of giants? Or does conflict conveniently unearth what peace once kept buried? Many scholars label these claims as pseudo-archaeology, a blend of myth and internet hoax. And it's true, many photos shared online have been debunked as fakes, often manipulated for sensationalism. But in the shadowy corners of academic circles, some researchers admit there are artifacts that don't fit the official timeline. Bones that are quietly categorized, then quietly forgotten. One former museum curator from the region once stated, off the record, that every once in a while, something would come in that made no sense. Too big, too old, too advanced. He went on to say those items were usually confiscated or sent to labs, never to be seen again. Skeptics argue that giants were mythological symbols, representing power, fear, or the divine. But what if ancient people weren't being symbolic? What if they were simply recording what they saw? If countless cultures across the globe, Sumerian, Hebrew, Egyptian, Norse, Native American, all have tales of giants, could it be more than coincidence? And why are so many of these legends concentrated around Syria, a land so rich in forgotten history? World where science and mystery often collide. It's tempting to dismiss stories like these as fantasy, and yet, from the hills of Bashan to the ruins of Palmyra, from ancient tablets to forbidden bones, the whispers continue. Could Syria be the final resting place of a forgotten race of giants? Or are these just stories, fragments of a human imagination, yearning to reconnect with a mythical past? As long as Syria's deserts remain unexplored, its ruins untouched by modern hands, one truth is certain: some secrets were never meant to be unearthed.